Have you ever thought about how some of the biggest companies in the world don't really exist in the way we think they do? I know that sounds odd or weird, but stay with me. Because once you see it, you'll never look at businesses, money, or markets the same way again. So there's this wonderful book called Sapiens, where the author Yuval Noah Harari gives the example of the French car maker Peugeot. Now, Peugeot isn't the factory, it's not the cars, and it's not even the people working there. All of those can disappear one day, yet Peugeot can still exist. The question is why? Simply because it's just an idea, a legal fiction. It was born back in 1896 when a few lawyers signed a piece of paper and declared, there is a company called Peugeot. From that day, the company has lived, and not just in the form of its machines or cars and brand, but as a story in our collective imagination. Now, Harari says this is what makes humans so special. We can believe in things that don't even physically exist, be it money or nations or religions, and yes, companies. These are what he calls the imagined order. They exist because we all agree they exist. And that's what allows millions of strangers to cooperate, to buy, sell, trade, even build. Now, think about it. Every time you invest in a company, whether in India or Japan or the US, you're not just buying their shares, you're also buying belief. You are buying into a story about the future. And that's where things get really interesting. In the last few years, India has seen this massive wave of IPOs. Some of these companies are loss making, some are still figuring out how to make money. And yet, a lot of them are being valued like they've already conquered the world. The question is why? The answer is because the story is strong, the narrative is beautiful, and belief, well, that is contagious. When everyone around you is saying, this is the next big thing, you start to believe it too. Promoters, founders, and early investors use this moment of belief to sell their stakes at sky high valuations. Now, there's nothing illegal about it, it's just the game of the markets. But it's also a reminder that belief can be fragile when it is detached from reality. I come from a small Marwadi business family. Back in the day, there was no such thing as limited liability. If your business failed, your whole life failed with it. You could lose your home, your gold, your silver, your reputation, everything. But the modern corporate structure has changed that. Limited liability companies has made risk taking easier. If your company fails, you lose your investment, but not your house. It's one of humanity's greatest invention, but it also has created a small moral gap. Because now if a company fails, a founder can say, hey, it wasn't me, it was the company. And that's where the new problem begins, where accountability gets blurry. Think about this example when this IVA company in India is getting up for an IPO. So in an interview recently, when asked about valuations, the founder said, I don't have to justify valuations. My job is to justify value for customers. I don't understand valuations. My advisors do. Just imagine that. The founder saying he doesn't understand valuations. That's like a chef saying, I don't understand taste, but my manager does. I'm sure this person is just part of a system that rewards storytelling more than substance. That's the thing about modern day entrepreneur. They can distance themselves from valuation entirely. Something old school business owners would have never done. They had skin in the game and every rupee was personal. For us as shareholders or investors, that is where the danger lies. The stories sound exciting and they use terms like India's growth story or disruption or digital revolution, etc. But remember that investing is not about joining a movement. It's about buying earnings, profits, cash flows, and character. The best Indian companies, the ones that have truly created wealth over decades, they never needed hype. They never needed influencers or grand IPO parties. Their numbers spoke for themselves. So the goal for you is not to become cynical. It's to stay curious but skeptical. Harari reminds us in his book that imagined orders are powerful, but they can also collapse. A company that exists purely as an idea can disappear as quickly as it appeared. So every time you invest, you're taking part in a story. And that is fine, as long as it's a well-grounded one. Our job is to tell the difference between imagination that creates value and imagination that only sells it. Because what I see in today's IPO or even the broader market and the world of business is a kind of illusion or heist which is completely legal, but a slow erosion of skepticism in the face of beautiful storytelling. It's about how belief, when left unchecked, turns into self deception. Now, markets will always have stories. Our task as investors is to figure out which ones deserve our faith. So don't stop believing, but please believe wisely. If this resonated with you, I would love to for you to subscribe to my channel and join the conversation and grow with me as we keep uncovering what really drives good decisions, not just in markets, but also in life. Thank you so much for your time.